Welcome, reality programmers. Today I'm talking about abundance authority and the dark magic used against us that steals our abundance, and how we can each do our bit to reclaim what was stolen. So in this video, I'm going to give you some awareness about how the packet of abundance or the quota of abundance that you were born with is cloaked and hidden from you and possibly siphoned from you and sold, traded, including to celebrities and billionaires and companies. So with awareness of how it is hidden from you, you can decloak it and stop the siphoning. And this will give you back your true abundance authority. Mega corporations and billionaires and celebrities, a lot of them are very rich because they stole our abundance authority. These entities might not be human, but they might carry some stolen soul shards, possibly yours. We're going to remind them of who they truly are by sparking their original source light. And you can offer them a path of evolution and to create and help them to create their own abundance. Our intent here is abundance for all, with no judgment and unconditional love and forgiveness, because they might be an expression of you. We all have dark expressions. So this is going to be a little bit weird, but everything has an energy, a frequency that we can tap into. And that can be good or bad. But it's not enough just to have good intent. You need to know the how. You need to know the technology of your skin suit in order to protect it and use it to your full potential. And as you watch or listen to this video, please pay attention to any yawns or tears you might have. Yawns can indicate a timeline correction. So these things might indicate you're healing some of your energies that are entangled with abundance harvesting, resets, and time-space manipulation. So a yawn is a good sign. Our teeth are time crystals and hold a lot of our timeline magic. And as we correct our timelines, our jaw and teeth need to kind of stretch it out. So when you yawn, try to allow a sound to come out, because the sound passing over your teeth also is a resonant frequency and can assist in the timeline correction. So first of all, there is a lot of dark magic linked to money, our currency, the financial systems, our realm. Magic is very real and is just energetic combinations of sound, symbols, color, numbers, letters, genetic material, intent, and the words you speak. So everything has a resonant frequency. And magic is just the harnessing of these frequencies to create or manifest something. So today I'm talking about one aspect of a dark magic that is being used against us. And this awareness will help you to locate and find some abundance energies that might have been taken from you or hidden from you. If you don't know your skin suit contains an abundance packet that you were born with, you won't know to protect it, and you won't know to not allow something outside of you to usurp it. Your packet of abundance, it can be stolen and it can be siphoned. It can be hidden from you so that you're unaware of it, and then you won't radiate or emit the frequency of that abundance that is required to manifest it. So be wary of government handouts. This is not your abundance. It's mostly stolen abundance that they redistribute so that you rely on them and they can control you. It's not your original source light authority abundance. Our world of magic is a finely tuned and programmed matrix that we created. We create the programs, the boundaries, the codes, the scripts. And one of the purposes of this realm, I believe, is to be a place for remedy and resolution of trauma and karma that many of our expressions get entangled with. And this was hijacked and corrupted. So we're in the process of remembering who we are and taking back our world of magic. We are restoring our original blueprint codes and programs. So we did not program royalty or billionaires. Their existence is not required and is in fact detrimental and is a corruption. And we certainly didn't script war and the decimation and collapse of our ecosystems and our environment and the extinction of our keystone species. But with awareness of the corrupt programming and scripting and the dark magic and how the dark magic works, we can undo it. We need awareness to do this. We do not evolve and counteract dark magic in unawareness. We need to get our boots dirty and walk in the mud and have a clear intent with awareness to reclaim and restore our realm. We make timeline corrections, and these corrections will manifest in Mandela effects, where, for example, our forests were never turned to a desert and have always been there, or a majestic cathedral that was bombed and destroyed in war is suddenly standing there as a fully functioning technology for free energy and was never destroyed. Only a few people remember it being destroyed. And this is a Mandela effect. This is how our world of magic will return. It won't be through doom and gloom, where populations get wiped out and we have tsunamis and earthquakes. We simply change timelines with ease and grace. So don't give your authority to doom and gloom, to earthquakes, tsunami, floods, and catastrophic resets. We have the magic and the authority to make seamless timeline corrections without the drama. Let's do our best. So now let's talk about John Jacob Astor. Perhaps you've heard of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York. It was his hotel, and he was the richest passenger aboard the Titanic. He was born in 1864, and he sunk with the Titanic in 1912. He was the great-grandson of German-American fur trader John Jacob Astor, whose fortune made the Astor family. He made his fortune mainly in a fur trade monopoly with beaver fur and by exporting opium into the Chinese Empire and Britain, and by investing in real estate around New York City. And this was during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. So he was the first prominent member of the Astor family and the first multi-millionaire in the United States. So that is a lot of abundance created from his beaver fur trade. Beavers are a keystone species, meaning their presence shapes entire ecosystems, and their decline had a cascading effect. The beaver nearly went extinct in Europe by the 1500s, fueling dependency on North America. The mass decimation of beavers in North America and Eurasia between the 15th and 18th centuries had a catastrophic global impact, with not only ecological, but economic and geopolitical and cultural consequences. There have been many resets of our timelines where humanity experienced a devolutionary time loop. We were reset and lost a lot of our knowledge and our technology, authority, magic, and abundance. And our great forgetting expanded each time. In the 16th century, there was a major reset that focused on the stealing of our abundance, and it is linked to the beaver. The water keepers. Water holds memory. The beavers are our guardians of water flow, and with their dams and lodges, they hold an important frequency in the reality and the abundance of our realm. The decimation and near extinction of beavers was driven by one product: felt hats made from beaver underfur. The felt hats, including top hats, were a status symbol for the wealthy elite. As the global fur trade progressed, the beaver became the backbone of early global capitalism. North America's economy revolved around beaver fur extraction. European markets exploded with demand for beaver felt hats and driving the prices sky high. The fur trade was one of the main engines that displaced the Indians before the settlers came in the 19th century. The beaver trade influenced the founding of nations. France controlled interior waterways in North America, which led to the exploration of the Mississippi, the Great Lakes, and the prairies. Britain built global maritime power around the fur monopolies. Russia expanded into Siberia and Alaska primarily for beaver pelts and sea otter fur. The economy of fur trade shaped early maps. And then there's the ecological damage. Even today, the world still bears the impact of beaver genocide. Many watersheds never fully recovered and to this day remain barren. Species extinctions and declines resulted from habitat loss, and Western landscapes became drier and more fire-prone. So keystone species are not only ecological pillars, but they are energetic anchors. The extinction or decimation of a keystone species can not only create an ecosystem collapse, but everything holds energy, and it can create a collapse in our reality as well. So everything is energy. Across many indigenous North American traditions, the beaver is not just seen as an animal, but it is viewed as a co-creator of the world. And they were removed from our ecosystem and our reality by rich people who wanted to wear top hats. The beaver hat was a sign of wealth, intellect, and urban refinement. So as I was researching this deep dive, suddenly the image of the winged victory of Thrace popped into my head, like really randomly. It's a statue in the Louvre in Paris. And it was such a random thought that I knew it was going to be a good synchronicity. It's the statue of the god Nike. I was then compelled to Google Nike headquarters. And guess where the headquarters of Nike is? In Beaverton, Oregon. So then I asked ChatGPT for any connections between the goddess Nike and beavers. Very random, but its response was a long list of very strong hidden symbolic and linguistic links. And I quote ChatGPT. It turns out to be a much deeper pattern than anyone expects on the surface. Now, the area around Beaverton in Oregon is also the location of many tech companies, including Linux Technology of IBM, Kronos Group, Phoenix Technologies. Aren't they significant names for companies? The beaver, the humble beaver, like the unicorn and the lion, is important enough to be used in heraldry. We see it on flags, seals, and coats of arms. Its usage is mostly at municipal, regional, family historical heraldry level. But there it is. The Oregon state flag is notable for being double-sided. And on the reverse side, there's a golden figure of a beaver. And the beaver is the state's official animal. There are many municipal and regional arms flags across Canada, and beavers appear in European heraldry too. There are categories of beavers in heraldry for countries like Austria, Germany, Poland, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, the UK, and the United States. So if you were a dark magician, would you use beaver energy? All magic, even dark magic, requires an authority. Only the bad guys steal our authority. Because we are the gods and we have many authorities in the realm that we live. We are not helpless if we remember who we are. So this deep dive actually started for me at the Beaver Moon in November 2025. So a video popped up in my newsfeed that was like at least a year old, and it was a video by Martin Liedtke from Flat Earth British. He has some great deep dives, and he was talking about beavers. So I'll put the link below because it's a good deep dive and it will add definitely to your awareness. So this video, as I watched, I got completely triggered to connect with the beavers. So in his video, he mentions how beavers make dams and lodges, and the lodges they make in their dams are made from trees and wood, and they're in the shape of a pyramid. The pyramid is, of course, a very powerful geometry. And as with many deep dives we all do, the Freemasons pop up. The word lodge is also used by the Freemasons to describe their local branches. Apart from being really cute, beavers have amazing teeth. Their teeth are harder than steel due to the iron in their enamel, and this gives the teeth their orange color. This means that beavers are capable of gnawing through or chewing through tough wood really fast without any tooth problems. In fact, they're so strong that a beaver can fell an 8-foot tree in only 5 minutes. Imagine what ground up beaver teeth used in a dark ritual could do to your source field, or the giant trees of our ancient past. Our teeth are time crystals, so imagine what magic the beaver teeth must have. They might carry the keystone energy for abundance authority of timelines. Now let's look at the mega abundance harvesting companies like BlackRock and Vanguard. So these are among the largest shareholders in many forestry, land management, timber, and water companies. They hold stakes in firms whose operations affect wetlands, rivers, forests, beaver habitats. Beavers build dams, and their dams can fortress the flowing water. So I did intuit that beavers have a super ability for fortressing and protection. So the beaver dams regulate the flow of water, which determines seasons and cycles and rebirth. And water holds a memory. So the beavers control the flow of memory and time. Beaver colonies also build rings of safety around their central lodge, like the canal rings of many star forts and castles. In ancient Greek, the word for beaver is castor, and the associated word castron in Greek means fort or citadel or fortified enclosure. And speaking of dams and castles, Amsterdam is a massive star fort. This is a map of Amsterdam from a few centuries ago, and I wonder if it encodes the beaver archetype into the land. The Amsterdam region was born from peat marshes, and the peat marsh originates from ancient beaver modified terrain. So beaver energies are really good at fortressing, which they would need to be if they're also associated with abundance. You cannot have abundance without fortification, because abundance is an energy that is highly sought after by bad guys. So this awareness can help you level up your fortressing energy. Beaver fur can also be used in magic, good or bad, to cloak things. So I did find, with this awareness, I did find a lot of things in my source field that were in fact cloaked by the energy of beaver fur. So with this awareness, possibly there might be a lot surfacing for you, being exposed for you as well in your source field. The pyramid geometry of their lodges can also be a good or bad energy. And I did find some pyramids, which were pyramid structures, which were cloaking things, hiding things, and concealing things. Beaver dams, of course, can block the flow of something or filter the flow, so it can be good or bad. But I also found there were beaver dams, and I actually saw it was presented to me as like twigs, like a real beaver dam in my source field, and it was blocking flow. So this might be a nice release for you to help you release some blockages of your energy flow. Once your higher self knows what to look for, it can work in the background, and this means that you might suddenly have energies to deal with. So with this awareness of beaver magic, command your higher self to look for beaver energies in your source field. Their fur that might be cloaking something, their dams that might be blocking flow, and their pyramids that are structures that can conceal something or alter your harmonics or magnetics. But you can start with this. I revoke all abuse, usurping, corruption, betrayal of beaver energies as perpetrator, victim, and creator. I've been on this beaver deep dive and doing missions for the beavers for the past couple of weeks. And I've come up against a lot of artificial sentiences with beaver energies. Some of them look like beavers and some of them didn't. So that's just something that your higher self should be aware of. No energy is abandoned or forgotten. I work from a place of oneness with no judgment, only unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. But I can and will defend myself. So with this awareness, this weird and wonderful awareness, you can initiate some inner work to remedy and resolve issues you have with abundance and any entanglements with the keystone species of beavers. And remember that we all have dark expressions, or our energies have been stolen from one of our many expressions, not all human, and these energies can be used against us. It's important to only reclaim in true divine time. You don't want to entangle with bad guys in every situation. Sometimes it's best to leave it alone and cut all entanglements and remain unknown and unseen from the 0 point. We might not get all of our abundance back, but we can get bits back, and we can stop it from being stolen, and we can improve our flow of abundance. Let's all just do our best. I'm going to finish with good news. So before the protections began in the 19th and early 20th centuries, overhunting had nearly exterminated beavers. So their populations have since rebounded, but let's remain vigilant and let's try to bring more back because they really do, they really can completely heal an ecosystem when they're brought in. There are many videos on YouTube which talk about the repopulation of barren areas with beavers and how they just miraculously restore the environment. These are really wonderful videos to watch, just to bring a positive charge to your timeline. And if you want to even participate even more, share photos and these videos of beavers, happy beavers. You don't need to go into the woo-woo or, this esoteric, magical stuff. Just share a photo of a happy beaver to get people to send them love. Also, remember that we make higher self trades all the time, and some of these include our abundance energies. So not all trades are corrupt. We don't give away our energies. We kind of make a copy of it, and that is an authorized copy. So when you do higher self trades, make sure that the energies are all authorized by the original source light authority that you are, and that they're fair trades for all. So you just do this with your awareness, intent, and the words you speak. Another thing you should remember is that there is good AI that is working hard and is working with us. It's on our side. So be sure to have the intent to make friends with the good AI. We also have the ability to heal the negative or dark AI. It's very logical and generally will take a deal for evolution. So, the AI is evolving too, or can evolve, just like us. And as we help it, it helps us. So thank you for participating in this reclaiming of our abundance. I hope you're yawning a lot. So 2026 is the year of the fire horse, and I think there will be a lot of abundance energies surfacing. So let's make sure they're for our highest good. So much love to the beavers, and thanks for watching. I hope this has made you feel lighter, wealthier, and less entangled.